If you are a first-time home buyer, you have lower credit scores, you're a little bit short on funds, you don't have a 2-year work history with the same employer, you're not sure if you could buy a house, if you should buy a house right now, because everywhere you look, they say it's a bad time, and you're in a lease and you can't get out of it. And this is a video I'm making for you. I'm going to share some cool tips and insider information and secrets with you to help you. And keep on watching till the end, as I'll also share how you can get out of a lease that you're currently in. Keep on watching. So if you're a first-time home buyer, the minimum credit score on an FHA loan is 580. Yes, FHA says you can go lower than that, but most lenders will keep you at 580. And on a conventional, you need to get a credit score at least 620. My advice is always to reach out to a mortgage professional, a local lender, whether you're working with me here in Texas or someone else in a different state. Have them fill out the application, have them pull your credit report, because every loan officer has access to additional software that can help you and guide you make the proper moves to get your scores improved. A lot of times we'll just sit back and think that the credit scores were improved simply by themselves, and that's not how it works. You need to have somebody help you and guide you, and it might turn out that you might simply have to pay down on 2 or 3 accounts instead of paying something off and closing it. You might want to just pay down on a couple different accounts, and that can help you get the score. So make sure you always talk to a local professional. They can help you and guide you get the scores up. It's not as bad as you might think. And again, talk to a local lender, have them pull your credit, and they can give you the advice that you need to do to get the scores to at least a 580 for FHA and a 620 for a conventional loan. FHA requires a 3.5% down payment, and a conventional loan requires a 3% minimum down payment. So if you have the down payment, but you might be a little bit short on funds, meaning when you buy a house, it's not just the down payment, you also have closing costs. So if you are a little bit short, and remember when it comes to the closing costs, I would say it's around 3 to 4% from the sales price additional on top of the down payment. Two things I wanted to bring to your attention that a lot of first-time home buyers are not even thinking about is that, one, you might have retirement funds, right? You might have a retirement account with your employer. You can use that to buy a house. So make sure you check in with your HR department, see if you have some funds in your retirement account. We can count up to 60% of what you have in there, because with taxes and penalties, if you were to close the account, that's how much you have available. But you can borrow against yourself. You can have the money transferred over for a home purchase. So look at your retirement account. And the second thing that you can look at also is getting a gift from a family member. I know it's things sometimes, right, to ask, but if you have parents or a sibling that might be able to gift you some money, you can get a gift from a family member, and that can help you buy your home. If in the last 2 years you moved around a couple of times, let's say you worked for 3 or 4 different places and you don't have a 2-year work history with the same employer, that's still okay. That does not disqualify you from purchasing a home. What we look at as lenders is to have a 2-year work history in the same industry, same field, and the same pay structure. Okay, so if you're a W-2 employee and you're an office worker and you changed even, from one company to the next, but you're still doing the same thing, let's say office work at the other place, and you're still getting paid in a similar way, but same structure, W-2 per hour, whatnot, we can count that to your history. That's perfectly fine. The trouble is, or difficult situations is when you go from W-2 to 1099 or starting your own business. That's where it changes, or going 100% commission. But if you're in the same industry, same line of work, 2-year work history, we can use that. And if you're in school, we can count 1.5 years of education. If you went and actually started working in the field that you were studying in, you can count 1.5 years of the education, and then 6 months of being a full-time employee in that field, in that line of work. Boom, you have your 2-year work history, and we can use that to help you get approved for the house. If you're still wondering if you should buy a house right now, because why would you, right? Everybody is saying, everywhere you look in the media, it's all bad news. Don't buy a house, don't buy a house. The housing market crash is coming. That's not true. That's not the case at all. During the last, if we look at the last 9 recessions, only one time the housing market, the home values actually dropped. And then it's actually the real estate market, the housing crash, that caused the recession. Okay, so don't be concerned about the recession. Obviously, a recession is never a good thing, but not every industry is affected in the same way. The housing market, real estate, has always done really well during a recession. So my predictions to other people I talk to is that the home prices will not drop. It's going to slow down as it is. And we see that right now. The home prices are not appreciated as crazy as we saw in the last year. So it's slowing down, but it'll be back to 3, 4. I mean, the home prices will still keep going up. So yes, if you can buy the house, if you can get the right deal, and if it's the perfect place for you and your family, I don't want you to miss out on that. If you're currently in a lease and you still have 4 to 6 months, but you found the right house and you want to move, but no, you can't move because you have a lease, don't let that hold you back. Okay. What I mean by that is that you are on the contract, you are required to pay the landlord. That is correct. What you can do now, because the market has softened, is instead of asking the sellers to help pay part of your closing costs, you can ask for money to help pay off the landlord. So the way to get out of a lease right now is to ask the sellers to help you cover that particular cost. If you can go back to the landlord and say, hey, I'm moving out 4 to 6 months before, but here's the money, I'm pretty sure everybody will be okay. So the sellers can help you instead of paying for your closing costs. And we're seeing more and more of that come back now because the market is slowing down. You can ask for money specifically to pay off and buy you out of the lease. So that's how you can get out of a lease if you have the right house and you want to move forward and purchase it. Hope you find this information helpful. If you like it, make sure you smash that like button. If you have any specific questions, please drop a note in the comment section, and make sure you watch this video here next. This is what YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.